Okay, I am very precariously balanced here, so everything might just come crashing down any moment. It's also starting to rain again. I was trying to beat the rain, but I just wanted to actually talk. And I don't know if that's working very well either because, oops, I'm sorry, the sound is very bad on this too. But here is the other weaving loom file that I printed recently. I printed it, but then it took me forever to get it put together and try it because life happens. And now things have slid down and it's not showing up very good again. I'll have to add the still photos to this if I can. I'm not much for editing video, but if you try this file, there's just a few things I wanted to mention. This is the shuttle that it prints, and it's nice in that it's got a really nice points to pick in through the shed easily, but with such a small shed, by the time you get a good supply of your weft on here, it really drags through. It doesn't slide through very nicely. It's kind of crowded. So I used this for a while. I did the header with it, but then I switched to a regular side load shuttle, and I could print one, but I'm not near my machine. I'm out in the tent. So I just carved out a popsicle stick and did a side load on it, and it works really well. So I will print I'll print one to go with it. So that would be one alteration I would make with this pattern, with this design. This works well. Let's see here. I didn't have any of the, whatchamacallit, the rubbery fiber. So I had to just use a regular filament. So I had to sand down the feet a little bit, just round them off enough to pound these on. Also, when I was assembling, I did snap off one of the axle pins. So I think if you print this yourself, where the instructions say to glue this axle pin in, don't. It holds in fine with just some friction. These stay on pretty good, but I might put a little rubber cement on there, just enough so I can pop them off, because if you put much tension on these can snap off. They shouldn't, but I don't know what I did. I was messing around with putting it together, and I had one snap off, so it just occurred to me that it's probably a good idea to, when you're set up, print a couple of those extra. That's what I did. And don't glue those in. Don't glue any of this. Friction or a little bit of rubber cement that you can easily remove. Now the top beam here, I've left that loose because it's easier to warp. It's easier to thread the heddle without that on there. But when you go to put it on, and I know this is a really bad setup and I'm not catching the light and it's not focusing. Okay, there's a slot here. At first I didn't do that, and I thought, wow, the upshed is awful small. It doesn't lift up very high, but it's strictly user error. Make sure you have this notch toward the front when you put it on, and then that way the heddle rises all the way up. So don't glue that on, because it does make it a lot easier to thread everything without it. I like this feature. There's a little hinge here that flips over to hold the heddle in neutral while you're threading. That's very convenient. I would like to see a modification on that to make it so that when you bring it like part way over, or I don't even know how I would do it. I would have to think about it, and I haven't. I just noticed it today. It's a little hard to, you really have to lift the heddle from the center. You can't use both hands because you lift up the whole loom. So you need something to clamp it down if you want to use both hands, to use the levers to pull it up. And using just one hand, if your tension is kind of loose, you could probably get away with using one hand and then throwing the shuttle with the other hand. But for me, an improvement would be to have either another little flappy thing or something to hold the heddle up and give you both hands to work with, and hold it down and give you both hands to work with. But in general, I love this thing. It's really cute. I mean, it's a little awkward. It's very slow because at the angle I'm in, I can't really show you the weaving. But it's slow because you have to change your hands around so much. But you need to push it down. And, oh, that's another thing. When you're first using it, bring a nail file with you, because if there's any little tiny burrs in the heddle, you have to really pay attention to make sure everything is working right. I have just one tiny little burr in one of these, and it is interfering with me a little bit. Not bad. I don't know how much I moved this away. So that's another handy hint, is to make sure you have a little emery board with you to straighten things out until you know for sure where you may or may not have any burrs. This is nice. It actually works quite well. And again, you might need to smooth out a couple burrs, but it printed really well. It's really quite smooth. And I'm slapping at mosquitoes here, so excuse that part. And the rain is starting back up again. Okay, I swear there was something else I wanted to talk about that I would change a little bit, but I don't know, maybe not. I would put this on a board, fasten it down, clamp it down, and then you can have both hands to mess around with. It does have a pretty decent shed. I don't know, I'm too close to show you really. Oops, I'm just knocking everything around here, but if you get it pushed down, it's pretty good while you're still back here. And as you can see, I'm over 2 inches, almost 3 inches into it, and still have a decent shed. So that's not half bad. And my tension's a little tight, and it does tension really well. I like the tensioning system, but I have to pull it up with 2 hands or in the middle. Oops, now I really knocked you around, didn't I? And then I'm holding it yet and switching hands. So it's awkward. I mean, it's a novelty. This isn't going to be a production loom, you know? Print it for a novelty, to play around, have fun. Take it to camp like this and just play around. It weighs nothing. You can put it in your backpack. Okay? I would use this. If I had, maybe someday, I don't have the skills now, but if I had the CAD skills or whatever, I think I would possibly modify this into create a castle. Okay. Nuts. I lost this. It stopped running on me. I don't know if I can tie these together or not, but maybe. It's really starting to rain now. But what I was saying was, if I had the CAD skills, I would try to work on this as a base and then create an actual, I don't know, like a jack system or something to hold the pedal up and down, or some kind of a block system, something. But this would also, with even fewer skills, I have to hold on this now because it's falling off of the setup. I had to clamp it up to do this. This is pretty bad. One of these days, maybe I'll make a new one. But this is good enough to show you. I love the body of this. The body's great. And I would go with a regular rigid head setup with blocks, and even the heddle could be the same. I would just eliminate the castle and do the blocks for a little rigid heddle loom, because I do like this. I like the file. The printing file is great. It printed flawlessly. I have no complaints there whatsoever. It's well designed. Well, I didn't do any kind of tweaks on it or anything, other than, you know, changing materials or whatever. But the file is great, and it's on Makerworld, and I don't have the name of the designer with me at the moment. I'll make a note of it on the post here somewhere. Well done, really well done. And I was going to warp the whole thing, but I wanted to get at it. I was tired of waiting to get at it. So even at this width, I don't know what we got going on here, 3 inches, close to 4. And comes out to, I don't have any ruler here. When I was messing with it, it was about, I think, 12 TPI, or EPI, ends per inch. Around about 12. So if you went all the way across, you could even make, you know, little dishcloth, dish wash up rag or doily or whatever. This is actually a decent coaster size, but I'm a miniaturist, and everything translates into what little tiny thing can I make out of it, and this is a great rug. Just make a really nice dollhouse rug. When I take it off, it will compress, or, you know, spring back, and it'll be smaller, of course, and tighter when I give it a little hand wash. But I could do fringe or hem on the end, and I think I'm going to have fun using this. I might need to make a few more tweaks, but as it is, it's perfectly functional, and it's fun. It's a novelty. It's not a production loom, it's a novelty, so have fun.